Hi, this is James Hahn with Real Life Rosary, and this is a 3-minute meditation on today's Gospel for Sunday, the second Sunday of Lent. We read in today's Gospel that Jesus went up the mountain with Peter and James and John, and up there he was transfigured. His clothes were whiter than any fuller could make them, whiter than snow, and here in Ohio we have plenty of the snow. Jesus is not there alone with Peter, James, and John, but Moses and Elijah as well, the man who led the Exodus and the great prophet, symbolizing the law and the prophets. And Jesus is speaking to them about his Exodus. We read about this. He's talking about his Exodus. If we think back to Moses, his Exodus was leading God's chosen people into the Promised Land, out of the slavery of Egypt into the Promised Land. Jesus' Exodus is going to lead his people, you and me, everyone who follows his word, his law, into the Promised Land, out of the slavery of sin. And it's interesting that Peter says, let's build tents here. And some people will interpret that as he didn't know what he was saying. He was just all caught up in the moment. But he knew what they were talking about. This was another great moment in history, and he thought we need to set up camp. We need to get ready for this. This is going to be the revolution, and that's not what it was. Jesus was talking about a different Exodus, this Exodus from leading people out of slavery to sin. Another interesting thing to think about is Peter sees this transfiguration, Jesus in all his glory, still in his human state, even before the resurrection, yet this is the same man who denies him 3 times later on. And it makes us think, wow, how could this happen? And a lot of people say the same thing to me as a Catholic and say, if I believed what you believe, that the Eucharist was really the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ, I would go to your church and I would be crawling on my knees, and I would do that every single day if I believed that. You might do that for a while, but as human beings, we get used to things, unfortunately. And sometimes we get frustrated with them, we get tired of them. Take the snow, for instance. We've had enough of it. Even my kids are tired of it. The first time it snowed, it was great. Everybody's been sledding and all that. Now we're tired of it. Look at Moses in the desert. God gave them miraculous manna come down from heaven. And then the people complained about it. He gave them quail, and they complained about it. They got tired of it. So our human nature, it should tell us that we're not destined for this life. We're destined for another life. We get tired of things. We might think it's the greatest thing. The snow's the greatest thing. Food's the greatest thing. It's not what we're destined for. God wants us for himself. We're destined to heaven. Have a great week. Think about how God wants to work in your life this week. And another thing to think about when we get tired of stuff, especially with our relationship with God, it is a relationship. It takes work. It takes work to stir that up. It takes work to be a faithful husband, a faithful wife, a faithful father. It takes work. It takes work with our relationship with God. Don't give up. If things get rough, work it out with him. Talk to him. All right? Be faithful. He'll be faithful to you. He always is. God bless you. Have a great week. This is Jim Hahn with Real Life Rosary and a 3-minute meditation on today's Sunday Gospel. God bless you.